any guy with a decent body or any woman with a decent body is pitching some kind of product on Instagram to their, millions of followers that they earn just by being attractive or whatever the case might be. So getting into that space is tough because not everybody necessarily cares like, oh, this guy actually has a background in the industry, also has a background in health. So what was that process like when you decided to make that jump?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a complete different business then than it is now.
Sure.
And of course, even to this day, you got a lot of newcomers coming in. Like you said, somebody just looks good. They think, oh, I want to start a supplement company. Or they want to promote a product. So, everything I've done, going back for the last, let's say, 25 years, has always been very science-driven. So if a product does not have science behind it, or if there's a technology that's not something that can really be substantiated by research, then I don't touch it. So I kind of have really built my core foundation of my career on bringing really, cutting-edge, science-driven products to market. It's interesting you ask that because typically I have never been a huge advocate of just, paying somebody to endorse a product, right? Like I really want people, if someone's going to endorse the product, I want them to have used it and really believe in it. That's number one. Even like being here today, Mike Eli, he used my topical fat loss cream, for his last competition.
Right.
And I tell anybody, like, don't, if you're you have to use the product to really see the true effectiveness and see how it works.
Like I'm figuring it out now is like getting, especially if you're doing it by yourself, which it sounds like you kind of have, getting into that process of trying to put all this stuff in line, finding distributors, finding different people to work with is not easy.
It's funny because you're zeroing in on an area, for instance, like who's your target demographic, right? And there's really when you look at building any company, okay, you have to have so many things in place from on the back end with ingredients, packaging, manufacturing. Is the supply chain there? And then, okay, are you selling online? Are you selling retail? Are you selling international? So it's kind of one of those like, hey, well, I want to get in shape. What do you recommend I do?
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, like, what am I really trying to get? What are you trying to do? You're trying to build muscle. You're trying to lose fat. So that's where, when it comes to that whole, the business of sports nutrition and health and wellness, it really is, a lot of it is contingent on who you're going after. There are